wants what she wants, and I like it, girl. Keep on, and he gon' have to wife it, girl. It's your world, yeah.
All right. Welcome to another episode of In the Booth with Bree Style. This is episode number 8, Songwriting. And I'm going to teach you how to write a song, or at least how I do it. All right. So, I'm just getting started. If you're not familiar with me yet, my debut album, R&B, just dropped in June of 2024. And man, it's one of the best debut projects you'll hear in a long time. You know, not to toot my own horn or anything, but if I may say so myself. All right. So what I want to do today is kind of break down my process of how I go about writing a song. All right. So if you haven't listened to my music yet, I'll kind of describe my style so you can get kind of familiar with why I'm approaching it this way. And so I prefer songs with a good amount of bounce to them. I call my style lover girl raps. And so something you can play at the party, you know, something real fun, something for the ladies, of course. But yeah, that's how I kind of approach things. So we'll get into exactly how we do it. All right. So the first thing you want to do when you're attempting to write a song, especially if you're just getting started, is find your rhythm. All right. And in other words, your beat. Now, once you get a little bit more into your process, sometimes you'll be able to be inspired by the lyrics first, and you'll write a whole song without a beat, and then you have to find a beat that matches it. But usually when you're just getting started, it's way easier if you go ahead and find your beat, find your rhythm, find your pulse of the song. And if you, like I said, if you're not familiar with what a rhythm is, when you listen to the song, the part that you're kind of stepping to, or the part that's like a pulse, that's the rhythm. All right. Now, if you're just getting started in 2024, I would suggest, just going on YouTube and finding, an artist that you like or you think you would want to kind of sound like, and finding a beat that sounds like it's for them. That's why you hear everybody say type beat, a J. Cole type beat, a Big Sean type beat. Search that in YouTube. They'll pull up a bunch of different things. You can get started there. You can also try BeatStars. Now, I personally am in the process of building relationships with producers, but I do like BeatStars just because of the convenience. You know what I mean? I can flip through a million beats per day while I'm just sitting at home. The prices are already there. There's really no need to negotiate or anything. But there are also drawbacks as far as where that music can be used, how much you can use it, etc., etc. So just takes a little bit of research. But the number one, or the first step in writing a song, especially for a beginner, is going to be finding your rhythm. Right? And once you got your rhythm, the next step, we're going to take it to the melody. And in urban music, the melody is often referred to as the hook. This is 9 times out of 10 the part that you're singing. All right, so the chorus. And I can't really describe how to go about finding a melody. Sometimes it's going to depend on the producer and how much room they gave you to work with in the song. Some producers do a whole lot where they put a melody into the beat and you kind of just got to rock with that. Or some producers kind of leave the beat open. They give you a pulse and a heartbeat and let you get creative and work in your melody and your creativity there. So that's just going to take some practice. That's just going to take an ear, listening to different kinds of music. Maybe you play an instrument, maybe you're a singer, but that's just going to take some practice as far as the melody. And I like to go with the melody right after I find the beat because the hook can often determine where you're going to take the song, right? You hear a hook, and one thing I hate is when I hear a super dope hook and the artist or the rapper gets on there and they start talking about something completely different, right? So I like to establish where I'm taking this song, what I want the subject matter to be, and I can do all that by figuring out my hook. Alright, and so after the melody, after you have the hook, you can get into the verses. Alright, and one thing that I find particularly helpful when writing my verses, and when writing a hook also, is to find my punchline or find the thing that I want to say, and then work backward from there. Alright, so for example, we'll use my song It Girl. Alright, and so I knew I wanted to do a lot of wordplay as far as It Girl goes. And so I knew I might not be able to fit It Girl at the end of the hook, but I could slide it in the middle of it. So she knows what she wants, and I like It Girl. Keep on, and he gonna have to wife It Girl. And so that's a little way that I did there. And then it's your world, so go girl. That's an easy way to end it, but I'm still talking about all the same things, even though I didn't end the hook with it girl, I put it in there in the middle, all right? And so that leads me to the verses once again. That practice of working backwards has been super helpful for me. So I'm a rapper. Once I get into my verse, I'm usually finding a punchline first that I'm trying to get to, and then working my way backward from there. So, for example, I don't know if I wrote this verse that way, but in It Girl, the first verse, one of the first punchlines is Capri Sun, she got the juice. And so I just work my way backward from there. I start the verse, she the one, she know it. Two, she finna stunt. It's overdue. It's been a month. She over you, Capri Sun. She got the juice. You see how I started with what I wanted to finish with, and then I'm just rhyming things to help me get there. And one of the things that I like about my style is that I weave a lot of wordplay into getting to that punchline. All right, so it might be a little couple jabs before you get to the actual punch, but that keeps you engaged until I take you where I'm going. All right. So once we got our verses established, we're good. We've got our beat, we've got our hook, we've got our verses. Then if it's, depending on the type of artist that you are, you can include a bridge in your song. A lot of the songs today are getting shorter and shorter. I understand why. One, our attention spans are getting shorter, but one of the parts that are first to go in a song these days I'm hearing is the bridge. And I like a good bridge. For example, in It Girl, my bridge isn't necessarily a whole verse, but it's me taking things that I did earlier in the song and bringing them back. It's also creating a moment. That's why I think bridges are important. So in It Girl, I create a shake that ass moment by literally saying shake something. So earlier in the song, I say, so you can shake, shake, shake some. Do it, baby girl, like you're trying to make one. And I take that, I bring it to the end of the second verse. So you can shake, shake, shake some. Shake, 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 shake some. Shake, 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 shake some. Shake, 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 shake some. Do it, baby girl, like you trying to make one. And I repeat that, you know what I'm saying? And that's my bridge. So don't think that a bridge has to be something super complicated or that you have to come up with, a whole different verse, basically. Sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't have to. And I knew in my song, It Girl, I wanted to provide a dance break. And so I can literally tell people what to do by just putting that, shake some in that bridge. All right. And so after you got your rhythm, which is your beat, you've got your melody, which is your hook, you've laid down your verses, you got you a bridge, you have a song. Ladies and gentlemen, you did it. Congratulations. Or at least that's how I go about writing my songs. And I found that super, super helpful. Now, no song is created equal. The creative process for each one might be different. For example, like I said, I've been writing for a little while now, and I have the ability to write a full song without a beat. Now, I don't necessarily suggest that because a beat can, determine a lot about your flow and the different cadences that you might use throughout the song. But there's different ways to go about it, So if you have any other questions or if there's something else you want me to get deeper into, please hit me up on social media at breestyle.mp3 on Instagram, at bree_style on Twitter. I'm on TikTok also at breestyle.mp3. So yeah, man, we're going up. If there's anything else you want me to get into, please don't hesitate to reach out. Once again, check out my debut project, R&Bree, because it's some fire, it's some heat. Alright, one of the best debut projects you're gonna ever hear ever in your life. Alright, I stand by that. Alright, so till next time, this has been episode 8 of In the Booth with Bree Style. Take care.